Hey, you guys, it's a great day to have a great day. My name is Kevin, and I will be taking you through a Yoga Sculpt workout. So, this is going to be a bit more full body, and for this workout, we'll need a block and then two different types of weights. So, I've selected 5-pound weights and then a singular 8-pound weight just to vary up the workout a little bit. Once you're situated, all you need is a clear space to move, and we'll get going. So starting things out, we're going to begin in a standing posture. Feet are about hip distance apart here, just to feel nice and grounded. Now, as you're feeling that grounding through your toes, maybe you rock this back and forth through your heels and your toes just to get a little bit more of that weight sensation. Soften your shoulders down, and then just let the palms just gently rest by your sides. So as you're feeling into your stance, just take a nice inhale breath. Imagine that the breath is reaching from the feet to the crown of the head. And exhale, release your breath. Good. Let's take the right ear and soften it to the right shoulder, just allowing the ear to just drop. Now you might notice that the counter side, the shoulder wants to lift up. See if you can actively plug the shoulder down just to deepen the stretch through your neck. And just letting yourself breathe here. Now using the right hand, take it around to the left side of your head and then just add a little bit of that control from the pressure of your fingertips. So no extra weight needs to be added here. It's just letting your arm get nice and heavy. So gravity's doing the work. So this is just going to feel into that deeper stretch through your neck, through your trap. See if you can soften your jaw. Maybe you take a little gentle swallow here. Now you're welcome to stay here, or if you want a little bit of a deeper sensation of stretch, go ahead and tilt your chin down and towards the ground. You might shift the fingertips a little bit just so you can have a bit more of that framed grip through the backside of your head. Good. Go ahead and release the hand. Draw your chin down towards your chest. Maybe take a few rolls through the shoulders, and then shift the gaze back up. And then let your left ear soften towards the left shoulder. Same thing, softening that right shoulder down, just feeling that plug, more of that space through your collarbone. And again, you're welcome to stay here if this feels like enough of a stretch, or take the left hand, reaching out and around, fingertips just gently resting on the side of the head. Again, no active pressure, just letting the weight of your arm feel good through that stretch. Stay nice and soft through the face, nice and soft through the jaw. Consistency through your breath. And then if it feels good, again, you can add that little tilt of the chin down and towards the ground. This really works from the base of the skull down through that trap. If you're feeling this, you know how good this feels. One more big inhale breath. And then exhale, relax the hand, draw the chin down. And again, just a little movement through the shoulders, allowing yourself to lift through the gaze. Now we're just going to take a few simple neck rolls. So draw your chin down towards your chest, then let the ear come to the right, back and around and down. Just working that same direction for a few more. It's normal if you have those little snack crackle pops. Shift directions here, just to balance it out. Good. Feeling better? I am. So when you're ready, we're going to shift into our first little series of exercises. So we're going to grab one of our blocks here, and with that block, we're just going to bring it in front of our bodies. And I like to have this block on the third setting, just to start. You're going to take yourself down, separate the feet a bit wider than hip distance, and just feel into a halfway lift. So we have a nice flat back, shoulders are actively plugging down, little bend through the knees is going to give us more of that space through our hamstrings and through our glutes. And then just let your hands reach down towards the block, lean forward into your toes, and exhale, take a forward fold. Now this is really about softening through our neck here, relaxing through the shoulders. If that block is too high, you're welcome to shift the setting of the block just to cater to the stretch a little bit more. Now, as you're feeling into that length, you can rock back and forth, feeling that pressure shift from your toes to your heels. And now let's just work through going and stacking through the spine. Find an inhale, halfway lift, and with an exhale, forward fold, deep bend through your knees. Start to lengthen your legs first. Upper body stays rounded. Tuck the tailbone under, hug the belly button back and towards the spine. Shrug the shoulders up towards your ears. Take it back and down. Feel an inhale breath. With an exhale, find that bend through your knees. Send your hips back. Take yourself all the way down. Inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, deep bend through your knees. And inhale, stack the spine all the way up. Shoulders shrug up. Back and down. Let's take 2 more. So taking that forward fold, bend the knees, draw the hips back, melt your chest down. Stacking the spine once more. And last round. Bend the knees, hips draw back, chest down, forward fold. Halfway lift. Bend the knees, round it out, slowly stacking it up, bringing it back and down. Now shifting to a ragdoll pose, you can find a little bit of a wider stance here. Feet are in that parallel position, so they're just facing forward. You're gonna find that bend through your knees, draw the hips back, and then take the torso down. That ragdoll pose, hands can reach towards opposite elbows, and you can physically just add a sway of your torso here. Maybe you shift the hands to the back sides of the ankles, and then you just bend the elbows, rounding the torso. Or feel free to even take the fingertips behind the head, elbows getting more narrow, and you hug in closer towards your knees. There can be little pulses here. You can still maintain a little sway. Essentially just catering to our thoracic spine and our cervical spine, so our mid-back and our neck. I always like to remind folks, there's a right way and a right way and a right way, so whatever feels best for your body. When you're ready, take that inhale, halfway lift, and forward fold, rounding it out. Stack the spine once more, and bring it back and down. Good. So now you're going to shift and grab one of your heavier weights. So again, we have those 2 different sets of weights. We have our singular heavier weight, and then we have 2 consistent same weights for the other sets. So grabbing our heavier weight, we're going to bring both edges of the dumbbell into the hand, and we're just going to start with a squat. So starting position, feet might be hip distance or a little bit wider than hip distance. Toes in that parallel position, so just framed forward. If you have any sensitivity through the knees, you can gently widen the stance or angle your feet just to give you a little bit more support. So bringing your elbows to a bend, weight is coming to towards your heart center, and then you're just gonna sink this down and lift this back up. So right now we're just feeling into that balance and symmetry of our squat here. So we take an exhale, and then inhale. As you're feeling into that lowering, I like to feel a little bit more of that grip between the center of the feet, like you're trying to split the ground in 2. The glutes and the hips will fire on, supporting through the lower back. Take an inhale, lift, squeeze the glutes. Let's take 7, 6, 5, 4. You can always take this range a little bit lower if that feels good for your body. 2, and 1. So now that we've felt those squats in that symmetry stance, we're gonna add a little bit of a challenge and work in an asymmetric stance. So what I mean by that, we're gonna take our block now, bring it nice and vertical so it's long. In math class, when we were learning horizontal and vertical, horizontal being like hamburger, vertical being like hot dog. So hot dog style with your block. We're gonna take our right foot onto that block. Left foot is still going to be in line with the right. Feet are parallel. And we're gonna keep things consistent with the levelness of our hips. So still have our dumbbell in towards our chest. We're gonna take this down, reach those sit bones back. Now, as you're feeling that lowering, that right hip is gonna wanna pick and lift up, but we're letting the hips be the leaders here, keeping them nice and balanced. We still add the same intention and squeeze through the glutes, keeping the weight down through the heels. So let's take 10 more of these. 9 left. Exhale. And inhale. 7. 6. You're gonna feel that deeper sensation of compression through that hip flexor. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. We're gonna hold it here. Now take that inhale, lengthen your hands forward. Exhale. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. We have 6 more. Lower. Lengthen. In. Up. Lower. Lengthen. In. Up. 4 more. How's your breathing? You can always move breath to movement, so you can lengthen as you lower, lift as you draw together, or keep it in that same slow, connected breath movement. There it is. Hip's gonna get a little bit tired here. Stay with it. And down. Now, as you're feeling into your breath, notice that the heart rate is gonna quicken a little bit. Take an inhale through your nose. And exhale. Good. Inhale through your nose. And exhale. Keeping the weight consistent here, we're adding on. We're gonna sink this down back into that squat. Arms are gonna stay in towards our heart center, but we're gonna lift through that right heel. Now the weight stays down through the left heel. We're in the ball of the foot here, and we're gonna add an external rotation of the hip. Draw it back, take it out. Good, let's take 7, 6, legs might get a little shaky here. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, we're gonna keep that lifted. Add some pulses here. 5, and 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lengthen the legs. Pedal out through the feet. Starting to burn, yeah? We're gonna shift out our weights here. Grab your smaller, lighter weights. Now that same right foot is coming back onto your block. Now the fun thing about this is having a higher elevated stance in one leg is known as perturbation. So our body is used to symmetry, and when we add a little bit of a change in level, feeling into that asymmetry, our brain starts lighting up, works a lot more to get the same type of exercise done. It's so good for neuroplasticity. It's just good for your body overall. So adding this additional level of surface, your foot is gonna have to work a little harder, stabilizers work a little bit harder. You'll get what I mean by this. So we're gonna step back into a lunge. We're finding a bend through our right knee. Both of our dumbbells are lowering, and we're creating that hinge. So we're lowering the torso down. The right knee maintains that stacking. You'll already notice that the ankle is working a little bit more to stabilize, lifting through the quad here. And we're just gonna add some rows. So we take an exhale, keeping those elbows nice and knitted towards our ribs. Inhale to lengthen. Let's take 9. And down. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower those arms. We're gonna lift the chest here. So our goal, to find those shoulders stacked over the hips, We're gonna take a lower and a bicep curl. So shift the weights and then take an exhale, bend, curl. Inhale, lengthen and lift. 8, 7. Notice that the back leg just focuses on that lift of the quad as we extend. 5, 4, oh, my buns. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Go ahead, step the feet together. Shake it out. Now we're gonna add a tricep extension. So that leg is coming back onto the block. We're gonna feel into the length of the back leg once more. Add that hinge. Start with that row. Now elbows stay nice and high. And we exhale, extend, inhale, bend. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, step it in, draw it together, pedal out through the feet. Go ahead and take those weights, set them down here, little shake out through the hands. Now we have the other side, so in between, we're gonna add a breath technique called breath of joy. It's quick, it's 3 quick inhale breaths. Our hand position is also going to help us with this breath. This is just to recirculate blood and oxygen through the body, help your mind recommit to the exercises. So it's an inhale, hands lift to your shoulders. It's an inhale, sweep the arms out to a T. Third inhale, as we lift the hands all the way up, and exhale, take it out. So how that's gonna look. Exhale. Now you try it. Ready? Inhale, 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 exhale. Inhale, 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 exhale. 6 more rounds. Three more. Good. Recharged? Okay, let's take this to the other side. We're gonna grab our heavier dumbbell, bringing ourselves onto that block, shifting to our left foot, of course. Starting out with those asymmetry squats. So we're gonna bring the hands to that heart center, keeping the weight down through the heels, and we sink it down. And lift. Good. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Are we sweating yet? And 1. Hold. Reach the hands. Draw it back in. Take it up. 8 rounds here. Lower. Reach. In. Together. Again, you can lower and extend at the same time. If that puts too much pressure in your lower back, then just stay consistent with holding at the bottom, then to feel that reach. Again, you never have to rush your body to do anything that it doesn't want to, or force your body to be anywhere that it doesn't want to be. Last one. Beautiful. Shake it out. Adding that external rotation. So we're gonna sink it low, let that knee open out to the side. We're gonna draw the hands to heart center, sink it down. Now coming into those toes on the left side, hold it here, and we rotate. 8, 7, 6. Smiles make things easier. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Draw it back through center. Send the hips back. Let's add those pulses. 5, 4. If you know this, you know this. Fitness instructors can't count. 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead, lift it up. Shake it out through the legs. Now we're going to grab those lighter weights. Swap these out. We feeling good? Little check-in. You doing okay? Yes, you are. You're doing so good. We're going to find our foot, stepping back onto that block. We're going to take that lunge position. Now again, balance might feel different on side to side. So take a second to just recalibrate. Let your body figure out the weight distribution and overall balance. We're going to send that leg back. Arms get nice and low. Plug those shoulders down. Knee stacked over ankle. Hug the core in. Quad lifts. And let's add that row. 7, 6. Keeping those elbows narrow. Retracting those shoulder blades. Feeling into that squeeze. 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and lift. Now we add those bicep curls. We're going to lower, curl, lift, lower, curl, lift. 7, 6. Chest is nice and proud. 4, 3, 2. Oh my goodness, 1. Go ahead and step it together. Shake it out through those legs. We have those extensions. So we're going to find that step. Maybe a little shoulder roll, a little shimmy. Who knows, a little hokey pokey. Whatever you're feeling. Send it back. Find that hinge. Quad engages. Elbows lift. And extend. 8, 7, 6. Keep nice strong wrists. I refer to these as Barbie hands. So nice strong wrists throughout without breaking or changing your wrists. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead, drop back and in. You can set those down. Way to go. Add a little shake out of the arms, little shake out of the legs. And now we're going to add a nice wide straddle forward fold. So you can shift your props off of your mat here, widen the stance of your feet. So this is going to be wider than hip distance. Take a bend through your knees, hips draw back, hands reach down. Now that wider straddle through your stance is going to give you a little bit more of that closeness to the ground. So blocks may not be necessary here. Feel free to use it if so. The more that you can engage the quads, the more that we're going to release through the backside. Now, because of that work through the shoulders, we're going to let our hands reach towards the right ankle. So just letting your left hand reach towards your right ankle, maybe the hand stack on top, and then add a little bend through the elbow, like you're trying to pull your ankle. This is going to stretch a little bit deeper through the back shoulder. Gaze can be at your knee, at your foot, out towards your shoulder. Good, and again, feeling into those quads. Take an inhale, halfway lift. And then shifting sides here. Right hand towards your left ankle. Little bit of a pull here. Little engagement through the quads. Just breathing. You can add little pulses. Woo. I don't know about you, but my legs are shaking, my sweat is sweating, Add a little pedal through both sides. Oh, did we see that? It's happened. Take your heels in towards each other, hands on your knees, lift up through your torso. Now, rather than booties being out, we're going to tuck the tailbone under. Now bend your left elbow and then draw your right shoulder down. So right arm stays nice and long as we feel into that twist. Inhale, we switch sides. Bend the other elbow, straighten the other arm. Take that inhale through center. Now put pressure down through your heels, lengthen the legs, squeeze the glutes, heel toe the feet together. And you are done, my friends. Thank you so much for showing up today. Let's keep the ball rolling. We'll see you again soon.